Please come to order for the March 15th meeting of the Ascension Parish Home Rule Charter Commission, Revision Committee. Please stand for the opening prayer and the pledge. The prayer to be led by Mr. Harold Gyro.
Father God, we thank you for bringing us here this evening. Ask you to open our minds and our hearts. Listen to all those and listen to the opinions and make the decisions that are for the betterment of our parish and our people. We ask this through your Son's name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Madam Secretary, looks like we have everyone here tonight. I appreciate that. We do have an agenda. If you would like to sign up to speak on the only agenda item we have tonight, please come get a card and turn that in to Ms. McKee. So I'm going to take a few minutes. We're going to do a welcome and some introductions. For everybody, I think everybody's been aware that I'm not going to be the chairman of this committee. I promise you that. So you guys need to think about who's the right person for that. But I want to thank everybody that volunteered to serve on the committee. We know this is going to be a task that's going to require a lot of work, and I appreciate everybody's. Everybody's busy here, and I appreciate that you guys are willing to give up your time to do this. Our charter has been around since about 1994, has had one charter committee before this, and has had one charter commission. But there's only been one minor change to the charter since that time that was approved by the voters. That's one that we recently did over the past year. So the council is asking that this committee to evaluate the previous proposals and any new proposals as they wish. I'm excited about the makeup of the committee. I believe that we have a mixture of backgrounds. We have a mixture of experience, as you guys will see as I read everybody's qualifications. And I do believe this, that tonight, or whatever the result of this is, that it'll be in compliance with what is best for the parish of Ascension. So tonight I'll introduce the members, and then we'll elect a chair and a vice chair, and we'll realize, and I want you all to realize that we're going to have a brief meeting tonight, but the work will be, we have a very aggressive schedule, and the work may be brisk, over the next few months. I'll begin with the introductions, and we'll do this as you guys are seated, which is by the district that appointed you. So first I have Mr. Roy Kazare. He served in the Louisiana legislature from 1992 to 2008, serving Assumption, Ascension, Iberville, St. James, and St. John the Baptist. He was a member of the Ascension Parish School Board from 1986 to 1990. He served as a legislative liaison for DOTD for 4 years. He's been the deputy director of the Port of South Louisiana since 2012. So welcome, Roy, and I don't know if you have any comments you'd like to make yourself.
Well, good evening, Mr. Chairman, and members, everybody in attendance. I'm looking forward to the challenges that we face with this particular committee, and hopefully with a shared vision that we can bring to the table and intelligently discuss it and resolve what would be best for the parish of Ascension. Looking forward to the engagement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
From District 3, Travis Turner appointed Mr. Michael Burnett, who's born and raised in Gonzales, ordained minister at Crossway Christian Center in Geismar, business administration major from Southern University, attended Baton Rouge Community College and the University of Phoenix. So welcome, Michael, and would you like to make any remarks?
Just some of the same remarks as Mr. Roy said. Just excited to be a part of this committee and the opportunity to serve in the parish that I believe we all love.
Thank you. From District 4, appointed by Mr. Satterley, Wade P.T., lifelong resident of Ascension Parish, graduated from East Ascension High School and LSU, earned his Juris Doctorate degree from Paul M. Hebert Law Center at LSU, started Pelican Point News, LLC, in early 2015.
Pelican Post News, Bill.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I know it well.
okay.
I should know. Besides the correction, have you got anything?
I'm excited. Democracy in action. Let's do some good and have some fun.
Thank you. Appointment from District 5, Dempsey Lambert. Mr. Brandon Trosclair, lifelong resident of Ascension Parish, owner of Ralph's Market and Trosclair Aviation. So welcome, Brandon. Do you have any
I'm just
comment?
honored to be here and glad to be a part of the progress and make our home a better place to live and work.
Thank you. Appointment by Mr. Randy Cluott of District 6, Mr. Harold Jawo, three-term Ascension Parish School Board member, Leadership Ascension graduate, charter class, retired from Shell Chemical in Gosmer after 37 years. So Harold, welcome. Do you have any comments?
Just look forward to working together as a team and very humbled by this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving to District 7, Aaron Lawler, and he's here in person. And he's a resident of Prairieville for 15 years, alumnus of LSU, undergraduate studies in Loyola University School of Law, and his first term as a councilman for District 8. You have any comments, Aaron?
Nothing to add. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to represent Prairieville. Thank you.
District 8, Ms. Terry Casso, she's representing herself, and she's Executive Director of St. Elizabeth Foundation, former member of both Ascension Chamber Board of Commerce and the Baton Rouge Area Chamber Board, Board Chair of St. Elizabeth Hospital in Gonzales, serving a second term as Councilwoman District 8, named Woman of Influence by Baton Rouge Business Report, recipient of the 2016 Barton Award for Excellence in Nonprofit Administration by the Baton Rouge Area Foundation. Welcome, Terry. You have any comments?
I'm just honored to be here. I really look forward to serving with this fine group of folks who have agreed to participate, and we look forward to the outcome. Thank you.
So appointment by Todd Lambert of District 9 was Mr. Tommy Martinez, the first parish president of Ascension Parish, served 4 non-consecutive terms as parish president starting in 1994. Ascension Parish Police Juryman from 1991 to 1993, Legislative Liaison for DOTD for 4 years, Director of Louisiana Offshore Terminal Authority for 2 years. Tommy, welcome.
Thank you, and I just want to thank Todd for appointing me to this committee. I think I've been through the whole program with the Home Rule Charter from the beginning until now, and hopefully we can all work together. When it was first passed, it was meant to be a living document, and it's something that needs to be tweaked, and I agree. And I'm happy to serve with all these fine, distinguished gentlemen and ladies and councilmen. So thank y'all, and look forward to making some progress with this committee. Thanks.
Appointed by John Cagnolotti of District 10, Liz Laurent, worked in Ascension business community for the last 7 years as Vice President of Operations for Ascension Parish Chamber of Commerce, has served as interim president for the Ascension Chamber, and is currently transitioning out of her chamber position to pursue her interest in real estate full-time. Graduate of Leadership Ascension Program, member of Leadership Ascension Committee, member of the Government and Community Development Committee, member of the Rotary Club of East Ascension, member of the Junior League of Baton Rouge, and graduate of LSU. Welcome, Liz.
Thank you. I'm honored to be serving on this committee and looking forward to it.
Thank you. Appointment of Benny Johnson, District 11, Rodney Hernandez, resident of Ascension Parish since 1979, graduate of Santa Monica High School, has worked construction and environmental cleanup for 38 years, currently superintendent for a local construction company. Welcome, Rodney.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm not sure I need this microphone because I'm real loud, but I appreciate the appointment by Benny, and we're going to see if we can do some good for the parish.
So you know. No, you don't think, I think. So I have Mr. Van Lambert, he's appointed by Kenny Matassa, and somehow, Van, we left off all your stellar qualifications. I know, was in the school system, Ascension Parish principal and coach, and I think without any introductions, everybody knows who Coach or Principal Van Lambert is, so welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Bill. I appreciate the opportunity to serve. I know and hope that everyone will go into this with an open mind and a big heart to do what's better for our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So I have the agenda. The first, no, I've got it, thanks. So first we have, open the floor up for nominations for the chairman. Mr. Martinez.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Roy Quazare.
Second.
Have a nomination and a second for Mr. Kazare. Are there any other nominations for chair?
Nominate Ms. Terry Casso.
A nomination for Ms. Terry Casso by Mr. Brandon Trosclair.
I'll second that.
We have a second. Any other nominations for the chair? Okay, so what we're going to do here is, first one to 7, in this case, wins. And we'll go by the nominations, so Mr. Kazare will...
Can we have just a couple of questions I have? Is that appropriate?
Questions for the candidates or questions of procedure?
Procedural.
Yeah, okay.
Are we going to employ the council bylaws? I'm just trying to get the procedural.
Robert's rules of order, and that was
access to the agenda is a there's a lot of material here. We were handed a binder that we had 10 weeks to do this. I don't know how often we're going to be meeting, but there's an awful lot of material to get through here. I don't know that we're going to be able to get to all of it. So what I'm concerned about is, or curious about, is access to the agenda. What's going to be on the agenda for discussion at any given meeting, and how is that going to be determined? That's my question.
So as the procedure is that the chair will set the agenda.
Okay.
And, normally, the chair will entertain items to be added by committee members.
Okay.
But it'd be the final discretion will be of the chair.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to have a yes or no vote. I'm sorry, Ms. Terry.
If I may say so, I'm honored by the nomination, but I would be more than happy if this gets to 7 for Mr. Quazare.
Second.
So anyone who has any concern about hurting my feelings, don't worry about it.
So would you like to, you could withdraw?
I would be happy to do so. Thank you very much.
Okay. So, Mr. Kazare, congratulations.
Thank you.
And I'm going to hand this to you right now.
All right, fantastic.
You want to sit here?
No, I'm going to go down there. I think I don't know, will that come on?
It's permanent. Does he get new monitors now?
Familiar with this, but you've got the one person that wants to speak, on this agenda item. I didn't bring before we adjourn. Yes. Okay. Sounds good. Is this yours, Bill? All that junk is mine. You set?
Okay, first and foremost, let me individually and collectively thank you all for your good faith in me thus far, and hopefully I could live up to your expectations. This will be an open democratic process. Everybody's voice and opinions will certainly be given a chance to be heard, and we will move forward in a democratic process, okay? All right. Next on the agenda is the election of the vice chairman. At this time, the floor is open for nominations.
I'd like to nominate Ms. Terry Castle.
Terry Castle has been
Second.
nominated. Sound like a second by everybody. But anyway, we do have a nomination and a second for Ms. Castle as the vice chair of said committee. Any other nominations to come before the floor? Come on to the floor. Hearing none, without objection from Ms. Castle, you're hereby nominated and accepted as the vice chair of this committee. Any comments?
Well, I'm honored, and I thank you all, and I look forward to serving next to you, Mr. Kazare, and hopefully we'll be able to move this forward with the assistance of all the members of this committee. It'll be dependent upon them, and I'm excited to hear it's going to be a democratic process.
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you so much, and we're looking forward to working with you also. All right, before we schedule the next meeting, yes. There was one request to speak, a public speaker card from Mr. Clint Quintmore. At this time, Mr. Quintmore, please come forward, state your name into the record.
Clint Quintmore, resident of Ascension Parish. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone on this committee. What a tremendous responsibility you have undertaken. The things that you plan to suggest for chances for the citizens to vote on and adopt not only will change the current situation for every citizen of this parish and every public official, elected official, but for generations to come. And that's what's before you today. And so I want to thank you for your dedication to this process and for your participation. In addition, there's several issues that have been discussed over the past 9 months, such as term limits for parish president, term limits for council, structured pay for parish president, and structured pay for council that is very vague in the charter. In addition to that, legal counsel for the council compared to the administration. Those type of things we have an opportunity here to address and clear up, strengthen the language of the charter and those amendments. And I think this is a great opportunity to take a working document and come out with something better. And so thank you for the opportunity to speak today, and I look forward to hearing the suggestions and conversations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Quintmore. We have any other cards? Okay, having none, no other. We do have an awesome task, committee members, ahead of us, and quite naturally, from just this first meeting, you can see we have a lot of reading to do. So let's do our very best to familiarize ourselves with what is printed, per se, as we speak, and try to formulate, your individual plus collective opinions on discussing the various areas that we will discuss, and in an open forum, and then moving forward accordingly. Now, as I appreciate it, and please correct me if I'm in error, this committee has no power as far as the final decision, which will be rendered and in the hands and rests on the shoulders of the elected parish council persons. So quite naturally, we want to give it our best effort, and I think we can do that by putting it on the table, looking at it objectively, all aspects of what we're about to encompass, and then again move forward in a positive fashion. We will definitely look to employ the Robert Rules of Order when necessary. Time limits may very well have to be placed on the table, and we will work within those constraints in order to get to our goal and objective that will help educate and sensitize us to make the best decisions for the parish as a whole. That being said, we have to schedule the next meeting, and we're open for suggestions.
Got the calendar up there.
Mr. Kazare, I have a calendar that we have our meetings for the council scheduled in this room.
Okay.
As of right now, we have the week of March 26th, the Monday, the Wednesday, and the Thursday is open. And that would be the 26th, the 28th, and the 29th of March. Also, the first week in April, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th, that's a Monday, a Tuesday, and a Wednesday.
Okay. Let's look at the first week, the week of March 26th, which again, there is a council meeting on that particular evening.
Not on that.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
open on
Friday
the
that
6th.
we.
It's open on the 26th.
Yeah, the 26th is a Monday, it's open.
It's open.
And the 28th and the 29th.
We could do successive Mondays.
But not when the council meets, so stay longer.
Okay.
I say that, I'll say the 26th, I'd ask, because the 28th and 29th is Easter, Holy Friday, and
Oh, good point. Good point.
I'd say the 26th.
Okay, with 5 p.m.,
Fine.
the 26th of March, that fit everybody?
Question.
Wade?
Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman. There, how frequently are we going to try to meet? Anybody put any thought into that, or?
Let's discuss that.
Okay.
I saw that the 2008 commission had met 10 times. I think that some of the things that are out there on the table, I would like to meet at least 10 times as well as a committee.
That's once a week or so.
Yeah.
Because the 2008 commission sat for, I believe, 18 months. So, if I'm not mistaken, it started in May of, or in 2008, went into 2009. And I don't object that we're here to do it. We'll meet every week. That's fine with me. I'm not suggesting that that's too frequently. But I would assume that there's some outside work that's going to be performed, some studies. You mentioned, Mr. Cuiser, that it's going to take a lot of studies. There's a lot of information here.
Correct.
So are we envisioning a possible, any subcommittees or anything like that? I know a lot of the work gets done in the quiet outside of I'm all about transparency.
Sure.
Everybody knows that.
Sure.
But the hard work's got to get done by digging in and digging in. And I don't know that this is the correct form to dot I's and cross T's. It's probably better done with some quiet. But so it's just a question, are we envisioning any subcommittees or something like that?
I would think that would be a wide open possibility that we may very well have to form a subcommittee or more than one dealing with the subject matter in its totality. However, I think we will be a work in progress and fulfill those needs as they arise and act accordingly. So let's not rule out subcommittees. Matter of fact, I think we need to embrace that concept because that would probably assist us as a whole to navigate through the various areas of the subject matter that we have before us. So let's think about that, and next week, again, let that be an agenda item where we can talk about the formulation of possible subcommittees as needed, and move accordingly from that. Yes, sir. Harold.
Just information, I'm not gonna be here in town on the 26th, but, I guess one meeting, that's it, that's the only week I'm not gonna be there.
Okay. All righty. And if anything come up in between that, the appointed times, scheduled times of the meeting, please feel free to contact me. We'll make sure to give my contact information. Well, we'll all share our contact information, but the parish office would probably, I know that the individual that contacted me was Cinnamon. Okay, okay. And she could be a point of contact for all of us because she can blend as she need to, connect and interconnect everybody as necessary. So make sure you have Cinnamon's contact information, and let's initially funnel everything through her. Then that way it could be distributed out accordingly. Any other questions or comments on anything that we've discussed? Your perception of what we will discuss at this time? Feel free to raise your hand.
I just want to be clear from my perspective. Are we looking at every Monday at 5 o'clock? Is that what we're looking to do? That was my concern.
Right. I think we could, well, no, we have to give notice, public notice when we meet.
I mean, we could always just skip it would be the Drainage Board meeting, which would be the first Monday.
Second Monday of the month. Y'all changed it.
The second Monday of every month, is that meeting?
Didn't y'all change it?
Is it the
It's
second?
in the week of the second Thursday.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's the week after the first Thursday of the month, the Monday after the first Thursday of the month, which is a confusing way to say it. But we could just skip that week every time.
The
That way-
drainage, when the EA Drainage Board is scheduled to be.
Correct. We'll just have 1 week off. We'll have double the homework for that week.
We could meet at 5. The Drainage Board meets at 6.
We can. It'll just be an abbreviated meeting, quite possibly.
Yes, we,
I have no problem with that.
okay.
Could we possibly get a calendar with all that information on it?
Gentlemen.
Cinnamon?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
She will provide it. Tommy?
I'd like to see us maybe start from the beginning and look at the powers and duties of the president and go down to the powers and duties, take one meeting on that, one meeting on the council, and then one meeting on the other particular things like the appointments and stuff. And I think that way we can familiarize everybody with it, and then we can go back over and start looking at it. So maybe the first meeting, we should take that concept and maybe look at the powers and duties of the president. The next one, powers and duties of the council, and then I think it would be orderly that way. And then you could be thinking about what recommendations and what your thoughts are. And if you want to create a subcommittee, you can create one on each one of those after.
Okay, good food for thought. I think. Yes. So moved by Tony
Second.
Martinez, second by Wade, to move in accordance to that prescribed motion. First, starting with the powers and duties of the parish president, and then descending in that order. Okay. So the next meeting we will address that subject matter in particular. It won't restrain us from talking about anything else, but we do know that we need to highlight and underscore that aspect first. Okay, any objections to the motion that's before us? Hearing none, motion is hereby adopted. Okay, any other business? Any other business? If not, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second to adjourn. Any objections to the motion? Hearing none, this meeting is hereby adjourned. Thank you for your attendance and your time.